What's up, you guys? It's Ben and welcome to my channel where we talk about everything there is relating to selling on Amazon. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, consider subscribing. Given that we are now past the new year and Brexit has been done, I thought it would be a good idea for us today to talk about how Brexit is going to affect us UK sellers on Amazon. There is so much information out there that you can read into and really get a negative picture about how Brexit is going to affect us, how much sales are going to drop, and so on and so forth. So what I wanted to do is give you my opinion. From my experience, what do I think is going to happen? What should you expect? What you should do and what you should prepare for going forward. Now, before 2016, I was actually pro staying in the EU. Given the fact that I am from Lithuania originally, I preferred UK staying in the EU and being available for all EU nationals to come here, live, work and visit, just like I did. However, as I've gone and as I've learned and as I've grown older and older and I've actually been educated a little bit more about Brexit and the impacts of Brexit, I am now very happy that we have left the EU with a deal. I personally think it's very important for us to have our own currency, the British pound, as opposed to moving and having the EU euro. I think it's very important for us to have our own interest rates and being able to control our own interest rates in case there is a recession and we have to reduce those rates quite quickly. If we stayed in the EU, we would have had to given that control up. I also think it's really important for us to have control of our borders. I think it's important for us to have the control of what's coming in and out of the country and have our own sorts of laws and regulations, as opposed to go to the European Court of Commission every single time some big decision has to be made. So all in all, I am now pro-Brexit. So guys, first of all, it's important that you are always up to date with what's going on with Amazon and Brexit and how it changes from time to time, what changes are happening. And I just realized that on Amazon there's going to be a webinar that's coming up, that's very coming up soon, that I think you should. So first of all, guys, I think it's really important for you to really stay up to date with what's going on Amazon and how will that impact you going forward. Brexit is something that is definitely going to have an impact on all of us. However, the extent of that impact is yet to be determined. Well, what Amazon has recently done is they're going to do like a guidance series that I've just realized, and that you can easily register here, and it will teach you of how you should basically manage your FBA inventory, what changes will be coming up as a result of Brexit, and how Amazon will help you and assist you to cope with those changes. So guys, make sure, it's really important that you do register for these webinars. Sometimes they are completely waste of time, whilst other times they will actually give you a heads up with what Amazon is planning of doing, what you should do, what you should prepare for, and really helps you, gives you a helping hand as to how you should manage your business through this turbulent time. So first things first, that I've been hearing about Brexit's impact is the increase of prices. There's so many producers going to go increase in prices and so on and so forth. Well, what I wanted to do is just show you a quick chart of British pound in comparison to the US dollar, okay? Because when it comes to us speaking to Alibaba suppliers and us buying products from Alibaba, we have to change our British pounds to the US dollar. And ever since the peak of coronavirus, the first lockdown, which was in March, the dollar has been on a drop and the British pound has been increasing dramatically, okay? And given that we have just finished off with a deal, I personally think the British pound is just going to continue to get stronger versus the US dollar. So guys, what does that mean? Well, it's really simple. Your British pound is going to stretch further. Basically, your shipments and your products are going to get cheaper if the British pound continues to get stronger and stronger. And if your products continue to get cheaper, that means you can afford to sell them at a lower price as well. Now, there are many factors that are going to take place, and shipping costs may increase and various other things may happen. But on a nutshell, having a strong British pound versus any other currency is a good thing for us UK sellers. So make sure to be aware of that, and also keep a track of it, of how it's going forward, because once you're buying one product, the fluctuations in currencies are not so prominent. However, once you start dealing with 10,000s of pounds, 50,000s of pounds on a monthly basis, you will really start to feel and see the difference very, very quickly. Next up is the issue with lorries. Okay, there are so many lorries that are currently stuck in Kent and from UK and France and so on and so forth. There's been so many news articles written of how much congestion there's going to be, and this is one of the latest ones that I found on the 22nd of December. But guys, remember not to always believe and listen to absolutely every single news article that comes with. These news outlets have an agenda, and that agenda is to get you to click on the article and to spend as much time on it as possible. If everything was going well, there would be no hearing of it. Nobody would be saying that there's no problems at all. Only when there is issues, when it comes to Brexit or when it comes to coronavirus, that's when we hear about it, guys. Think about it. If you actually dig deeper, you will actually realize that the first and the second day of us leaving the EU officially has actually been smooth sailing. You know, people went past straight away very, very quickly. And I do believe there may be some disruption going forward, but I personally think it will be relatively short term. And the reason why is because think about what is in these lorries, okay? It's not just our household items and regular items that we sell on Amazon. This is where people transport food, perishable food. They transport medicine such as insulin, for example, for my diabetic girlfriend. These are very, very important items that need to reach the UK and the EU on a short notice. So I believe whatever there is, any sort of issues that there will get resolved pretty quickly, because there will be extended potential political pressure if that doesn't get sorted as quickly as possible. I think there's going to be a lot of money invested into border control to make sure that the process is as quick as possible, even with this additional paperwork that now lorry drivers are going to have to do. And also, guys, just to prepare for Brexit as well, make sure you get all of your details and all your paperwork in order as quickly as possible. When it comes to buying from suppliers in Alibaba and you are speaking to a freight forwarder, make sure that they have the information, the correct information. They have the details of what you're shipping, the value of what you're shipping, your potential VAT number and your EORI number as well. That EORI number is something that I'm going to be discussing very, very soon in my next video, and how to get it, what it is, how important it is, and so on and so forth. But make sure that everything is in place, so when your lorry does potentially arrive eventually at the border, it will be able to move without any delay, or as with minimal delays as possible. And like I said, I think in the long term this will get fixed. In most cases, most of these things do get fixed. There may be some short-term delay, but over the long term will be absolutely fine. I'm almost certain of it. Next up, guys, is the basically now how we have to deal with our products sold in the EU. Well, before Brexit, effectively we could send products to one of our UK warehouses, and if they happen to make a sale in the EU, then the products will easily be shipped from UK into the EU. Well, now what we have to do is, if we want to continue sell in the European Union, we actually have to send those products directly into each and every single one of those warehouses. So, for example, if you want to sell in Germany, you have to send the products to Germany. If you want to send it to France, you have to send it to France, okay? We can't just send it to one warehouse and expect it to be distributed across Europe. That's not how it's going to work anymore. And guys, I have to be honest, from my point of view, I am going to stop selling in the European Union for the short term being. I personally think it's going to be a lot of hassle and a lot of headache for me to manage so many different moving parts in each and every single country, especially with the language barrier, especially with PPC campaigns, answering people's emails. I just had to do a pro and sort of reward to risk ratio of how much I'm actually getting paid from my European sales, and I decided to actually cut that and just focus on my UK sales and investing in various other avenues that will raise, income and that will produce me money, as opposed to really be bogged down with selling in the EU. Now, if that does get fixed and it gets easier later on down the line, I may do so. I might get employed a few VAs to help me with that, but for the short period right now, I'm going to completely stop that. Now, for you guys on the other hand, if you, for example, speak another language such as German, French, Italian, or whatever, then you may think it's even better for you to sell in those countries because they don't have as much saturation as the UK does. So each and every single one of our situations are very, very different. And then last but not least, what I wanted to talk to you about is these projections, these predictions that everybody does about UK economy and what it was going to be like with Brexit, without Brexit, with a deal, without a deal. And to be completely honest, it's really pointless to do these predictions, because think about it, guys. How can you make a prediction for 5 years ahead, 3 years ahead, whatever? Because there are so many moving parts. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows whether there'll be a third lockdown, fourth lockdown, fifth lockdown. Nobody could have expected coronavirus to hit the world a couple of years ago. So all of these economic predictions are really pointless in my opinion. Who knows how European Union are going to be able to recover after coronavirus? Maybe UK is at the forefront of the vaccinations and so on, and will be able to surpass EU in terms of economic growth going forward. That is really, it's impossible to predict that, to think about that we actually know what is going to happen and so on. I think at the moment right now, everything is up in the air, and to be completely honest, nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. However, in all, I will still have a positive attitude. I understand that there's going to be a lot of changes happening, but it will all work out in the end. You know, we've had so many negative news about coronavirus, about Brexit, about various other things, but all in all, it's all going to be okay, guys. So what I think you should do is prepare for Brexit. Make sure you are prepared as possible with VAT, with everything else, and hope for the best and just wait it out, because I personally believe by summer everything will be sorted. The logistical problems that we're going to be facing, the increase in shipping costs that we are facing at the moment, will come down and it will be all back to normal. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you guys found it useful. If you did, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. There's going to be so many more videos coming up. The next one we're going to do is actually going to be about preparation for Brexit. We're going to talk about VAT numbers and EORI numbers to make sure that your products come into the UK as quickly as possible with the least amount of delays. I've spoken to a freight forwarder, so I know exactly what the border control are looking for. So I'll give you that information to make it as easy as possible for you to start selling on Amazon in 2021. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.